Hey there, people. Long time no speak. Hope you're all doing well, my lovelies. Hope you're all kind of getting on with everything and building towards these dates that we got coming up. April the 12th, next big date. Get this bloody Barnet cut. For Christ's sake, it's getting on my nerves now. And then obviously the big date everyone's looking forward to, 21st of June. Hopefully we can get to that. Without the morons kind of holding us back. But I don't want to talk too much about morons. I've done a lot of sounding off about these kind of people on these videos. So maybe take a break from that, look at some other things to have a bit of a whinge and a moan about. First things first, all this silliness with the EU, it just goes to prove that it was a good thing that we left. They're acting like a dumped girlfriend who won't take no for an answer, doesn't want to accept that you've split up from them, because they won't accept the fact that we're no longer part of them. They're now coming out with all these various things that they want to hold against us and sanctions against us and this, that and the other, because they won't just move on and accept the fact that we're no longer a part of them. And it's exactly like a dumped girlfriend that don't want to accept that it's over. And hopefully we'll be a bit firm with them and kind of stand our ground and not kind of give in, because their failure to be prepared is now backfired on them. So we'll move on from that, the politics side of things. First things first, freedom of speech or freedom to express yourself or express your opinion. I agree with freedom of speech to a degree. At the moment, it seems to be you can insult someone, you can upset someone, you can be violent towards someone, and if it suits what you're doing, you can do it. You can say and do what you're doing in the name of freedom of speech. However, if you're the victim of this said freedom of speech, you've got no grounds whatsoever to say anything. You've just got to sit there and take it. And it's all completely wrong. Freedom of speech doesn't mean you've got a license to just fucking upset everyone and be as rude as you like and say what you like and behave how you like and say that someone needs to die because they've done something, or someone needs to be hung up and strung up because they've done something you don't like. That's not what fucking freedom of speech was all about. That's not what people have fought for in the past for wars, to get freedom of speech. But it gets hijacked by these people that try to dress up the fact that they're being absolute bastards and turn around and say, oh, well, it's freedom of speech, I'm allowed to express myself. Expressing yourself is one thing. Death threats towards someone, standing in someone's face and spitting in their face, or wielding weapons at them, or throwing weapons at them, or throwing objects at them, that is not fucking freedom of speech. It's not even protesting, it's violence. So all these people that keep banging on about the freedom to protest, freedom of speech, a protest shouldn't involve someone ending up in fucking hospital. Freedom of speech shouldn't end up with someone with stitches in their head, or someone ending up having to be put into protective police custody because a group of parents are standing outside a school saying they want to fucking kill them. That's not what freedom of speech is all about, or freedom to express yourself. You can't have a kind of a blanket, say what you like, do what you like, act how you like, and then at the end put your hand up and go, oh yeah, but that's freedom of speech. No, not having that at all. It's fucking ridiculous. Things like what I'm doing now and what other people go online, yes, this is kind of freedom of speech, but I'm not advocating that we go and fucking kill someone. I'm not advocating that we should go and throw bollards at them and bits of metal at them and bits of wood at them and yell abuse at them and spit in their face. I'm just having a bit of a whinge and a moan on here about things that I don't like. So yeah, this whole protest thing, it's fucking bollocks. It's not protesting. if you're going to protest, you kind of put you're kind of making a stand against something that you think is unfair. Violence shouldn't come into it. People feeling threats for their lives shouldn't come into it. That's not protesting. That's just thuggery. That's just rent a mob. Much the same as people saying, "Oh, we're going to have a vigil," and then the vigil people turn up with fucking balaclavas on and weapons. Funny vigil. That I always thought vigils are nice, quiet, reflective moments where you're kind of taking a stand against something, or you're or there's something that's happened and everyone's coming together as one, normally peacefully. But no, recently we've had this spate of people kind of saying freedom of speech. No, not at all. It's just mob riots, mob rule kind of thing. So no, not fucking having any of that. Other things kind of have caught my interest in the news. I put this out on Facebook the other day. There's a call for Father's Day to be renamed Special Persons Day and not Father's Day. Now, I've read some of the arguments for it, and they're fucking ridiculous. About the fact that what if someone hasn't got a father, then this day upsets them. I'm sorry, but in life you can't have everything to suit everyone, and everyone's going to be happy with everything that happens. But there's no mention of the fact of, well, are we going to rename Mother's Day Special Persons Day? No, Mother's Day can stay, apparently. Mother's Day is fine. The real issue is Father's Day. Well, what about people that haven't got a mum? Don't they get upset by Mother's Day then? On that, I'm not saying that that's what I believe. I'm just saying on that kind of thinking, if you can't have Father's Day because it could upset the people who haven't got a father, then you can't have Mother's Day because that could upset people who haven't got a mother. It's bollocks again. It's this whole fucking culture of let's just look to try and change things just because we can, because we've got a little bit of power. I for one don't agree with all this cancel culture, all this kind of get rid of this, get rid of that. A couple of people are offended by something, well, let's just stop it for everyone. No, fuck off. Stop being so fucking sensitive then. If you are, if in your life the thing that's driving you the most to be upset is the fact that there's a Father's Day, and that's the thing that's really burning you up with upset at the moment, and nothing else in your life is upsetting you as much as that, I think you've got a pretty good life as it stands at the moment. I wish that the only thing that I had on my mind that I worry about and causes me any kind of upset was just the name of a fucking day. But it isn't. It's not for all of us. It hasn't been for all of us for the last 12, 13 months now. But most of us can't be bothered to fight things that you don't really need to fight for. You don't really need to have fighting, and you don't really need to kind of whip up this media frenzy over Father's Day of getting rid of it. For fuck's sake, pick another cause. Pick something that does need fucking sorting out. If you're gonna, if I was to say to people, what do we need to protest about at the moment, or what do we need to kind of voice our disapproval on and get something done, you know what mine would be? The fucking press themselves. Because all through this pandemic they have been fucking awful with scaremongering and reporting their version of things and not the true facts, and worrying people and scaring people. And every time something positive happens, they have to put a negative spin on it. Let's fucking protest against this now. Because I'm fed up of the press being allowed to say and do what they like and never face any repercussions for it. The biggest hypocrites of this are the fucking BBC. I've just sat downstairs and watched the news with basically the BBC pretty much assassinating the Met Police. They found these two different stories that are going on at the moment. I'm not going to go into details of the stories, but two different things with two different policemen and what's happened to them. And it was like, all policemen are like that. The police are inherently bad. It's really, really wrong. Blah, 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 blah. They're covering it up. They're an organisation that should be taking a stand against things and dealing with things. hold your horses a minute, BBC. I'll give you 2 words that you need to think on before you start criticising organisations for failing to act on the way someone behaves. Those 2 words are Jimmy and Savile. The BBC fucking covered for him for fucking decades, knowing what his behaviour was doing, seeing him on TV doing it. There's footage of him on Top of the Pops groping girls while he's introducing songs. No one fucking stepped in then from the BBC and done something about it. But that all gets forgotten about when they want to take pot shots at someone else. At the end of the day, whether you like the police or not, that's not the issue. The fact is, you can't start slinging mud at people for being an organisation failing to tackle a serious problem when you were an organisation that failed to tackle one of the worst offending paedophiles in this country's fucking history. And that's what gets my goat about the BBC. That they're fucking first to jump on everyone else, and when we've got these press conferences in the evenings and the briefings, that fucking idiot from the BBC popping up at bloody Kunzberg, criticise, your shit, this is too harsh, this is too soft. Everything you do, just argue the opposite. And then you think to yourself, hang on a moment, this is an organisation that openly allowed someone like Savile to abuse his power at the BBC to carry on doing what he was doing, and probably other people they've covered for as well. So that does kind of piss me off a bit, especially when I saw this thing on the news today. It was just pretty much kind of like an assassination of the Met Police. Right, on a more lighter note, I found through lockdown my taste in TV has taken a massive flip upside down. I'm not a big fan, or actually I'll be honest, I fucking hate reality TV. I hate things like Towie and Made in Chelsea and the Real Housewives of I Couldn't Give a Fuck and stuff like that. Can't stand any of these fucking programmes. If I see one more dickhead from Essex going on like they're the first person ever in the world to ever have a baby, and we've got to watch their fucking struggles of raising a baby. We all know what a fucking struggle it is to raise babies and children. We've all fucking done it. So I don't need to be reminded of you where you're being paid millions to fake your life, and then we're meant to feel sorry for you because you're struggling with your baby. Oh, fuck off. And these whole of these people we've created, these celebrities out of these fucking reality shows. They've got no talent. They've got nothing about them that's endearing in any way whatsoever. But we have to be bombarded with a whole channel on ITV of these fucking cretins and their fake lives. However, totally caught me by surprise. I can't believe it. A reality programme has hit TV that I didn't kind of watch when it first started. I looked at it and kind of thought, typical bollocks, not interested. Then started watching a couple of weeks back a celebrity version of it, got a little bit into it and thought, oh, this is alright. Now the new series has kicked in with non-celebrities. I fucking love it. I think you know the programme I'm talking about, The Circle. It should be a programme on paper that I fucking hate. Anyone who knows and heard me criticise on these videos before, it's really not my type of programme. But for some reason, I've been hooked by it. And there's people on it I love, there's people on it I hate, there's backstabbing, there's people catfishing people and stuff and God knows what else. It's just, I just have to watch it every day. And it's not a programme that I would enjoy normally. Normally it'd be one that if I heard other people talking about it, I'd say, oh, please don't, I can't be fucking bothered with it. It's on a different level, I think, than things like Love Island and stuff like that. Love Island I really couldn't give a shit about. A programme that its whole premise is that the producers hope that people meet with each other, screw, and then leave at the end of the series and never see each other again. So all they really want is people to have sex on TV. That kind of programme don't really do it for me. I don't really give a shit about these people. I don't feel invested enough in these people that are just trying to get their end away. I hate it. Can't stand things like Love Island and Temptation Island and whatever it is. Your ex is coming back, or ex and whatever, and all those kind of things. Geordie Shore, all that. Oh, it's bollocks. It's all fake. It's all invented. You might as well watch soap operas. While I'm on soap operas, why oh why do soap operas all have to copy each other's plots? Why does one soap opera hit on an idea or a plot, see it through to the end, you have invest a few months in a plot, comes to its natural end, and then another soap goes, you know what, I'm going to copy that idea. We've got it now. Hollyoaks. The reason I know a bit about soaps is I have someone in my house, my other half loves soaps, watches most of them, so they're on in the background while I'm eating my dinner and stuff like that. Hollyoaks, for best part of a year, has had an ongoing story to do with drug dealing and kids getting involved in being drug mules and stuff like that, and the county lines kind of scenario. It's just ended. Great. I do like the idea to raise awareness of problems, to put them on soap operas. Completely get that. However, we have a year of this on Hollyoaks. They finish their plot. What happens? Coronation Street comes straight in, word for word copy the plot that's going on. That it's drug mules, it's kids involved, it's people being forced to deal drugs because of the situation they're in, and now their plot line's going to go on for fucking months with exactly the same story again. Why? Come up with something fucking original, for God's sake. Because I know what's going to happen. Corrie will come to the end of their plot with this and their storyline with this, and another soap's going to come in and do the same fucking thing again. What? I know it heightens awareness, but when you've had it for a year, surely that's enough awareness to be raised. Come up with something new, come up with something different. How about, for a fucking change, have a storyline or a plot on a soap opera that's light-hearted and doesn't involve people dying and getting fucking hurt? At the moment, we've had a year of misery in some parts of it, and bad things happening and horrible things happening to people. We don't need a make-believe world replicating that when we've already got it in the fucking real world. So come on, soap opera people, the people who write these things, put some light-hearted stuff in it. Put stuff in it that makes people laugh. On the subject, I'm really good at doing these segues into things. On the subject of making people laugh, or rather not making people laugh, we seem to have this kind of core of like 6 or 7 comedians / entertainers that seem to be on fucking everything at the moment. And you just think, why? Why are you on everything? You're fucking useless at what you do. You are annoying. You are talentless, but apparently you're going to be given every fucking programme going and thrown on every panel show and every other show that can be broadcast on TV. People I'm talking about, Rylan, on fucking everything at the moment. He's on TV, he's on radio, he's on fucking adverts. The next thing he needs to do is fucking stand for a Member of Parliament, and let's have him in the fucking House of Commons then. Mel from Mel and Sue. About as funny as catching piles, or not catching piles but having piles, or funny as catching a dose of an STI. No way is she funny in any way, shape or form, but she's fucking on everything at the moment. Alan Carr, another one, not funny, fucking irritating. Who in their right mind goes, right, okay, we've got a radio show in the morning, people are getting up, they're waking up, they want to kind of wake up gently and eased into the morning. So we need to put someone on that's kind of going to engage people are going to kind of feel relaxed around them. No, put fucking Alan Carr on in the morning. So you got all the time in your ear like that from the first thing in the morning. It's worse than the fucking alarm that wakes you up. Why are these the only people they want to use all the time? There are plenty of talented people out there that probably aren't working at the moment because of the current situation with coronavirus and that, and they're not working. Give them a job. Stop giving the same people jobs that are fucking useless at what they're doing anyway. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Back to kind of TV again as well, along the lines of kind of like The Circle, another program I kind of bumped into accidentally on TV that I now love. It's kind of the second episode was on last night. This Is My House. I love it, absolutely love it. Again, if I was to read of what the program was about, I'd look at it and go, oh, bollocks. But no, absolutely love it. 4 people trying to convince a team of celebrities that it's their house that they're walking around, and the other 3 are lying. So the real house owners having to sit there and walk around with these other people lying about their house. It's fucking brilliant. Not to be boastful, both weeks, this week and last week, I guessed who the house owner was pretty much early straight on. So I'm kind of 2 for 2 at the moment on that. But check it out. It might not be your cup of tea. It normally isn't mine. But yeah, again, it surprised me. I watched it and kind of thought, quite like that. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I've been on ranting on here a bit too long now. I will try and jump on a little bit more often now. I keep saying I promise I'll do that, and then things come along and kind of distract me and things like that. So it goes without saying, I always say at the end of my videos, please all look after yourselves. We're getting there. We've got the 12th of April coming up where we can all sit outside and meet up with people and have a bit of a lunch and a pint with them outside. Then we're building to May where we can be in pubs with social distancing, and then we're building to that big date with the 21st of June where we can all kind of arrange to meet up and kind of catch up and meet up with people that we may not have seen for the last year or so. So let's not fucking ruin it. If you see people are ruining it, just punch them in the face and remind them that we're nearly there. We're nearly through this. We don't need morons fucking this up for us. Anyway, take care. I'll see you on the other side. Peace out, my lovelies.